Welcome to another episode of the LessThanThree Vodcast. I'm here with Harry. Say hello, Harry. Harry?
Hey.
Goodness gracious. And we are going to be reviewing the Harry Potter films. How are you feeling today, Harry?
I'm good. Interestingly, and we didn't talk about this off camera. My great grandfather was called Harry Potter, so I'm quite looking forward to this.
Fabulous. I guess we should just really jump right into it. I hope we got them in the right order.
I think we do. I mean, these use American.
Some of them are the American one. That's English and that's English.
The first one is, I believe, English, but they also use that for America. The second one, I did not even know that was a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I was a little kid when I went to the cinema.
Well, no, I've got the DVDs, and that's not the one I've got.
Nah. Oh well.
Anyway.
So we might be using American versions. If we're wrong, please do let us know.
Yeah.
But we all know Harry Potter. I don't think we need to explain what the franchise really is about.
Yeah. So, hot take. All the Harry Potter films are terrible. They are all terrible. I know. I'm going to get a lot of hate from that, but all of them are genuinely atrocious films based on genuinely atrocious books.
Oh, second broadcast, and we're already going to be getting those smashing dislikes.
Smash that dislike button.
Smash that dislike, because we're not going to get any likes on this one immediately from this one point of view. And the worst part is, I'm not entirely against you, like, you saying these things. Once again, like Marvel, it depends how you look at a film. You tell me why you just hate these films and books.
So,
or maybe hate's a strong word.
No,
but
hate is the appropriate word. I passionately hate Harry Potter as a franchise.
Okay, fair enough. Well, tell us, the loving audience, the three people who watch this, the less than three people who watch this, why you absolutely despise these films.
They don't make sense. They just don't make sense. Like, magic is fine, but when you have magic that has rules and like limitations, and then you just go in the next book, oh wait, that's not a thing anymore, you just lose the entirety of the plot of the previous films. And Rowling does that so much. She retcons to fit her own current story. Half the stories don't even need to happen. Voldemort isn't a good villain. Like, none of it. Harry's not a good protagonist. Voldemort's not a good villain. Dumbledore's not a good headmaster. And basically half the story doesn't actually need to happen.
I can just see the one or two comments of pure hate already. You don't know Harry Potter!
I have read all 7 books. I have seen 7 films. I've not actually seen this one.
Well, then there you go. That's like defines Harry and Voldemort, so you can't say that.
I've seen the last like half an hour when they did the whole fight scene at Hogwarts. I just haven't seen the build-up.
Oh, okay. You've seen the best bit then.
Yeah, I've seen the only bit that matters in a 2.5 hour film.
Okay, the thing I don't like, and this is before we start putting them in orders, is that the 7. No, we'll talk about 7 when we get to the 7.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I kind of agree with some of the things you're saying. J.K. Rowling is very famous for retconning, as we all well know. I don't quite understand when she says that you have to have a wand to perform spells, and in another book it's like, oh, you don't actually need a wand.
Harry inflates his aunt without a wand, but completely by accident. He wasn't even trying to.
Yeah, and I mean, those little things aren't world-breaking. It's just, oh, well, these particular characters might not have known about this, you know, because they don't know anything about the magical world, and only real experts can learn. So maybe, but when you start getting things like time turners and magic that really does break the laws of physics, time, space, and reality, then we get an issue of consistency.
Yeah, we're going to cover the time turner in book 3. Oh boy, do I have some words.
So let's start from the beginning. Let's start with Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone if you're American.
I think we have to, because we both don't really like these films, we have to rate them against each other, not as films in general.
Well, no, here's the thing. You passionately hate these films. I'm not a fan of J.K. Rowling's style, but I really do appreciate the films for what they are.
Like
So
if it were me, nothing would be above a 4. I don't think.
okay, well, I would definitely put some of them above 4.
Yeah. So we should probably rate them as Harry Potter films, not as movies in general. Like none of these films can compare to like Shawshank Redemption or anything.
I mean, I think most films can't, so let's not ever do that. I think we need to push our personal hatred aside and try to be unbiased
Yeah.
about these.
Okay. Okay. Where you think?
So-
Let's jump in.
Okay. So number one, this once again, like Iron Man, this kickstarted a humongous franchise, and not just to make money, but it. And I really do believe J.K. Rowling's message when she said that this was the film or a book that was meant to inspire children that fantasy and magic could be real.
Hmm.
I'm a sopper. A sopper? That's not a real word. I'm a sucker for these types of motivational stories and speeches, and I think this one has a lot of nostalgia for me. I came out of the old cinema where I lived, and this blew my mind. So I would put this about a 7 or 8. I think personally.
I think I would too, for the very simple reason that it's very inoffensive. Like most of the story itself doesn't really matter, but you get the introduction to the whole world. It's this kind of big spectacle. There are obviously issues with it. Like if you think about it, Harry doesn't need to be in this film.
Oh, this is like an Indiana Jones moment here.
It 100% is. Voldemort can't get the Philosopher's Stone because it only appears to those who don't want to use it.
Oh my god, you're absolutely right. I've never thought about this.
It's impossible for him as Quirrell to get the stone. Or him not as Quirrell to get the stone. It's impossible for him at all to get the stone. But what makes this film good, quote unquote, is the whole spectacle of it all. We see Hogwarts for the first time. We get the introduction to magic and how it works. Nothing's been retconned yet. It's more of a spectacle and less of a story. And I'm happy with it.
The chess scene towards the end, spoilers if you haven't already seen this film. And honestly, we aren't going to be held liable if you've not seen these films. Because if you're watching this and you haven't seen Harry Potter, who are you? Like, no one's watching this.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching it.
Yeah.
The chess scene at the end is still an incredible feat of engineering. It was so cleverly done that it holds up to today's standards.
I agree. I mean, the trials to get to the stone don't make sense, because if 3 11-year-olds with basically no knowledge of magic can beat them, any proficient wizard, including Voldemort, who is one of the most powerful, should also be able to beat them.
It's for children.
But it's for children. It's a spectacle, and it kind of makes you ignore that because it's all this brand new fantasy stuff.
I'm gonna just take that, and we're gonna go with that for a second. I'm gonna bring you back to when we were at university.
Okay.
Yeah.
The PTSD.
Remember we did TIE, which for those who don't know what TIE is, it means Theatre in Education. It's a great module. You know what that does, right?
I know what it is, but I don't know where you're going with it.
Right. So one of the core principles of TIE is allowing to put the kids in charge and make them feel like they have the control. J.K. Rowling does that very well with these films. Yes, it doesn't technically make sense, but it's for children empowerment. It's to make them feel like they could do the things that an adult could do, if not better. It's to make them think that, wait, we have the skills to do these things. And it's just nice. Don't think. This is the one Harry Potter film I'll say don't overthink it.
Yeah, no, I'm completely agree. That's why I'm fine with 7. 7 is good.
7 is good. Okay, let's go into number 2.
I don't think it was as good as the first one, if I'm honest.
It's not as good as the first one. Is this the one where the nurse goes, "What did you think this was? Pumpkin juice?"
Yeah.
I love that line. That's the best line of the entire. Or Filch. Oh dear.
We are in trouble
now.
Wait, do you want to put it at 6, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10?
I kind of agree. I think 6 is a good place for this one, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, we can move them afterwards. We didn't last time. I watched it back.
I think the Quidditch match was better in the second because they had a real conflict with Harry and Draco. I love the kind of like chase scene almost with the snitch.
See, this is the thing about Harry Potter. If you watch it for the spectacle, like the Marvel movies, they're kind of meh because you've got the context behind it in that opening meeting. But Quidditch does not make sense because you have the 10 points, you throw the quiffle through the ring, and that's 90% of the game, and then you catch the golden snitch, and it's 150 points.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't understand this. This is a really weird fact about my life. I've had to organize and train people for Quidditch.
I mean...
And I'm going to tell you right now, I banned the snitch.
Because it doesn't make sense.
So basically, in real life Quidditch, they've changed it. So it's worth, I can't remember how many points now. This was ages ago when I trained people. I'm not even going to give a number because I'm probably wrong. But it's a lot less than 150. And what they've got is someone dressed up in a yellow jacket, and they have sometimes like a thing tied around them. And if someone manages to grab that tie, then they get the snitch essentially, and they get like a bonus points. But yeah, 150 points is quite insane.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a normal football game, and it's like the score is 2-1 to them. It goes into extra time, and it's like if you punch the referee, you get 15 goals. Like what?
I mean, I would watch football a lot more if that was what I'm just saying.
So would I, but it kind of defeats the point of the entire 90 minutes that preceded it. Except just hit people with big balls.
I really want to defend it, but you're absolutely right. I don't understand why J.K. Rowling did this. It's like, okay, so Harry can't be a striker. You know, he can't be one of those people that will get the ball in the hoops all the time. But maybe we'll give him the most important role, you know, to get the snitch. And that will be fine. We'll just give him that role, the seeker role. And I don't know. In terms of balancing, it's not a good game.
Why are there not standardized brooms? Like some brooms are just faster and better at turning than others.
That's true. Then there's the money element, isn't it? Harry got the best broom. Although, you know, Draco Malfoy got the best broom, and he still wasn't as good as good old Harry Potter.
I'm just saying, if you watch it for the spectacle, it's kind of silly fun. How on earth can a basilisk, this huge snake,
I do like the basilisk,
escape from the girls' bathroom without anyone noticing, without making a noise, travel through the entirety of Hogwarts again without anyone noticing, petrify one person through a puddle or through a ghost or something, then return all the way back? It doesn't go on a rampage. It just pops out completely unnoticed, completely stealthy, stuns one person, then goes back into its hole.
I honestly, and I'm sure someone can fill us in and correct us on that, because I know Ginny was possessed.
Yeah, that's fine.
But she didn't do any of that, did she?
She opened it so they let the basilisk out. Because obviously the basilisk can't open the whole chamber by itself.
You know what? I'm just going to put it out here. J.K. Rowling might be a fan of D&D, and when she was making this chapter, she rolled for the snake and they got a nat 20.
Sure.
Nat 20 stealth check, you know?
Maybe
that's what it was.
This is where I have to put my foot down and say Dumbledore is possibly the worst written character in fiction. Because I kind of let it go with the first one. When there's a troll in the dungeon, one of his teachers is possessed by the worst terrorist in the wizarding world, and basically he sends 3 completely unprepared students into the Death Forest. In the second one, he doesn't realise that there's a basilisk in his school, and then when he does realise, he takes literally no action to get rid of it.
Oh, look, I'm going to say this. He knew. He knew about the basilisk. He 100% knew. But here's the thing. I think Dumbledore is one of these characters where he's very mysterious, knowledgeable kind of character. And I think JK plays that maybe too much on the mysterious end. So she can do things that wouldn't make sense and justify them and go, oh, well, he has a grand master plan. He knows what he's doing.
Hot take. Dumbledore is a Death Eater, and the entire 7 books and 8 films are him trying to get Harry to Voldemort.
I mean, doesn't make sense, but I wish it was true. That'd be so
It's
funny.
the only thing I can think of. He does nothing. He just lets the guys be killed, but they don't because they got so much plot armor.
He knows about the plot armor. He's read the books. He's a fan of Harry Potter. He's got the books in his office, and when Harry Potter comes in, the first thing he tries to do is to restrain himself to not ask for an autograph.
Goodness gracious. Also, before we move on to 3 quickly, can we not just appreciate Lucius Malfoy and the fact that on campus, directly outside Dumbledore's office, he very, very, very slowly tried to kill Harry.
That was very good. That was a very good scene.
Casted Avada Kedavra at at 0.5 speed, at half speed, for no reason. Just very slowly tried to cast a spell.
But you know what? Let's give it J.K. Rowling. She's stuck with that spell. She didn't retcon it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing she didn't. But
also, one thing, actually, you know what? We've been saying a lot of bad things about this film. Let's just talk very quickly about one of the good things. Dobby. I just love Dobby.
I like Dobby. He's a lot of fun.
He's a lot of fun. Bit creepy. Appears in children's bedrooms and then, stalks them. But if we take away the whole stalkery, slight pedophile-looking face, he's a great character.
Yeah, he's just like he just wants a sock.
All he wants is a sock, and then Dobby's free, which I think is actually kind of beautiful.
I don't get the logistics of house elf slavery. So they are enslaved to a family, but they can be given freedom by anyone.
No, they can only be given by a family member.
Except Harry frees the Malfoys.
Yes, but he does it very cleverly. So basically, he puts his sock inside the book.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So because he gave the book to Dobby, he gave the sock to Dobby.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to own the elf to be able to free the elf. So that was that. I really enjoyed that. And like you said, it's a spectacle. There's a lot of fun things about this, and it's not a bad film. You just can't.
You can't think about it too much.
You can't think about it too much.
It's the same with the Marvel films, but they hide the weird nonsense behind spectacle a lot better.
I would probably agree with you on the most part on that one. Yeah. So let's move on to the third, though. Let's move on to the third.
Right.
I'm just gonna say I know we're kind of going down. I would say 4 or 5.
So this is my favorite of the Harry Potter films because I feel like it's the best made, but it as a film perspective, but it's also one of the most flawed. It's got one of the most problems. So I'm happy putting it down here.
I'm happy to put it at 5.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of 5 because I found it. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it very much. There's a couple of the films I kind of sat through and went, okay. I think this was because everyone has grown up so much, and little Harry didn't understand what growing up was. I was convinced that Draco Malfoy was a different actor in that film because he just looked so different.
He just cut his hair.
So different.
Well, no, he didn't have it slicked back. That's what it was.
I don't like change apparently.
So with this one, I felt this was the one where the big trio, actually started to develop a personality rather than just being archetypes, which is why I think I like it so much because it's about them more than the film. But the Time Turner, let's just get this out of the way. What the hell was going on?
Okay. There's so many things we can talk about here. I love that Hermione Granger gets the Time Turner, I think by Professor McGonagall or Dumbledore.
It was Dumbledore.
And she has the power of time.
Yeah.
And she uses it to go to extra classes. Firstly, that's a bit unfair. Other students might want that privilege, but because they aren't Hermione Granger, they don't get it.
There is so much favoritism going on, but...
So much favoritism. Secondly, why would you give it to a child?
That's exactly my point.
Why would you give it to a child when there are little Dementors running around? And if Dementors are running around, what else is?
So this is the film where I felt like J.K. Rowling was starting to lose control of her own world.
And this happens a lot in sci-fis and fantasies when you start building up magic and tech and stuff. So this isn't uncommon in franchises, but yeah, you make your point. You make your point.
So let's just kind of do a blow by blow of the film very, very quickly. Azkaban. So, blow by blow of the film very quickly. Harry blows up his aunt.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to discuss the abuse, like the actual abuse. He should be taken away by child services, but we're not going to discuss that. We're going to brush past it. He blows up his aunt, inflates her. I don't know how she survives. And then reads a paper that Sirius Black, terrible, terrible criminal, has escaped from prison. I don't know how. I can't remember. I think they do explain it. Then he goes to Hogwarts, dilly-dallies for about 3/4 of the film, learns the Patronus, goes back in time a few times because Hermione can do that with the time turner. And he goes back in time to save Buckbeak, which I'm not really opposed to. If you're going to go back in time, it's to save someone's life.
Yeah.
Then they kind of go back. Sirius Black is in Hogwarts. Marauder's map has not picked up that Peter Pettigrew exists for the past 12 years, except until now. Because obviously the Weasleys have the Marauder's map and Peter Pettigrew as scabbers.
Yeah, but they don't know him as Peter Pettigrew, so they might have seen the name Peter Pettigrew and be like, oh, that's just another kid or something.
No, because obviously if they open it in their house...
Huh.
Or if they open it next to Ron at Hogwarts and nobody else is around, or any one of these situations...
That's actually a good question. Where did they get the map? How long have they had it for when they give it to Harry?
I think they got given it by what's his name, Lupin, because Lupin had it from when they were younger.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is, I don't remember if that is the case, but I think that's fair. But the fact that it can't pick up Peter Pettigrew until Harry opens it is weird. But yeah, brushing past that, Sirius has escaped, and the first thing he does is go to school.
Hey, man gonna learn.
Man gonna learn. The Whomping Willow has a hidden compartment, which is just a room, which thankfully doesn't move. If someone's inside this room, the Whomping Willow can't move for some reason.
But then, I mean, I'm just gonna say this now. Magic.
Magic. Yeah,
anything that can't be explained in J.K. Rowling universe, literally magic.
I will give magic to this, but I'm not going to allow it as a general excuse.
Oh no, it has to be we don't have to excuse it, but it's an excuse the film has used.
No, because if the magic is wrong, I'll get to instances. I think especially in this one.
Oh, I love that one. Don't just the fourth.
Right, we're gonna have some strong words to say when we get to the fourth.
The fourth was the best one.
It is not, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
By far the best one.
And they realised, back to this one, and they realised that Sirius is innocent and Peter Pettigrew is a disciple of Voldemort. What is achieved in this film, in the overarching narrative of Harry Potter, other than Harry learns the Patronus?
So, like you said, there's a hell of a lot of character development, and Harry, for the first time ever, feels like he has a family by the end of it.
Yeah.
Not like as in friend family, but as a real concrete family in Sirius. That's massive. But we also learn, that's the fourth one. We also learn in the third one about, well, obviously you got like Peter Pettigrew beat the bad guy, and the kind of ramifications that's going to have because he got away.
How on earth did he get away?
He's a little rat boy.
Yeah, but like, he was surrounded by so many proficient wizards. He was surrounded by Lupin.
When someone becomes a werewolf, your mind's gonna get distracted. And he does that, doesn't he? Because Lupin becomes a werewolf, and then he looks at everyone, waves his hand and smiles as he kind of turns into a little rat and runs away. No one's gonna stop him when they've got a freaking werewolf trying to kill them.
And which is all well and good until everything could have been solved it's revealed that everything could have been solved in later books through retconning, essentially, or not retconning.
Everything could have been solved by Time Turner.
Well, yeah, but we've accepted the Time Turner is stupid.
Oh, I don't think we can ever truly accept it.
Right, like, we're gonna move on.
One last thing. Last thing. I've seen so many parodies of this film of where they take the Time Turner and then just go back to when Voldemort was a child.
No, it is explained, not in the film, but in the book.
Oh, okay.
This is the one thing I will defend it on. It is said that if you time travel more than a few hours, like the further you go back in time, the more it basically temporally destroys your body.
Oh.
Like there's someone who went back in time like 30 years, and basically existed in 7 times at once and basically stopped existing after that. It is explained in the book. It is not explained in the films.
Oh, thank God, because I was like wondering why don't they just... I mean, even though a couple of hours, you could... The final part of the last book could be so easily like, oh, Voldemort's killed our friends, no problem. Go back. Put it out the way. But anyway, let's go to the next one. 4th one. Well, I was going to put this on 8. I'm going to be honest.
None of this film makes sense. This is where nothing is good.
It's the best spectacle.
But it's not, because it wears all of its flaws. It broadcasts its flaws to the audience and doesn't even try to hide them. Why is Harry participating in the Goblet of Fire?
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Let's talk about that quickly. So the whole big thing is that in the book, Dumbledore asked calmly, "Did you put your name in the goblet?" And in the film, he asked very angrily, and it's not in character. My problem is that Dumbledore, wielder of the Elder Wand, impossibly strong wizard, has to ask Harry, who has displayed no proficient talent except in the Patronus, at all, how or why he put his name in the goblet. There is absolutely no way Harry could undo Dumbledore's kind of curse on the goblet.
I'm gonna take in the fact that because, as we said about earlier, about Dumbledore being the worst headmaster, and I said it's about that mysterious and he's quite knowledgeable. He knows how powerful Harry is.
Harry's not powerful.
He is. He's a very powerful wizard. It's not in the terms of his like pure strength. It's the fact that he has that capability. He's got that potential.
Yeah.
And every film we see more and more of it. The fact that he learned a Patronus so quickly is ridiculous. Like in terms of the books and films, most adults can't do a Patronus, and then we get to the 5th one in a minute. But
we'll get to the 5th one.
But the fact that he can do a Patronus like that shows how powerful a wizard he is. So I don't blame Dumbledore angrily or quietly or however he presents it for asking him, "Did you put your name in the goblet?" Because yes, it should be impossible, but then it should be impossible for you to cast a Patronus, and you've done it. So
no, Harry does struggle to learn the Patronus. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And he manages because he draws on the memories of his dead parents.
And I struggle to bake a cake. I can still bake a cake, and he still learned that freaking Patronus like it was nothing.
That's my point. A Patronus and beating Dumbledore and his curse are not the same thing. They're linked, but it's like if you just about manage to make a cake, I'm not going to ask you to bake like the perfect rotisserie steak. Because it's impossible. You don't know how to transfer those skills, and you don't know how to compete with seasoned professionals.
This is, I'm going to be honest, a very minor flaw.
It is, but it's one of many. Harry has no reason to actually participate in the Goblet of Fire.
It's the rules.
Okay. What are they going to do? Put him in detention? I think that's preferable to being killed by a dragon, or drowning, or being killed by weeds.
I completely agree that it's impractical. I completely agree it doesn't make any sense.
It's the Tri-Wizard Tournament. Why are there 4 wizards?
Because it's fun, okay? I don't think there's meant to be 4, is there?
No, it's meant to be 3, but Harry's there, and they're like, okay, we've got to do it with 4 now. That's against the rules, but we're breaking other rules to accommodate it.
We know. Okay, look. Firstly, this is J.K. Rowling's universe. I think she made this book to tell us discreetly. Look, I'm gonna break all the rules soon.
Why is Wizard Sports Day so dangerous?
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a minute, and I'm gonna have a field day. But so I think deep down, Dumbledore let Harry in because they're like, wait a minute, if we have Harry and we have the other boy.
No, but it's revealed that Barty Crouch Jr. did as Mad-Eye Moody.
Yeah, but hear me out. The reason why Dumbledore allowed it is because Hogwarts now has double the odds of winning.
It's not... Hogwarts gains nothing from winning.
Prestige.
The person who wins...
And maybe there's like some kind of like fruit basket at the end, I don't know.
The person who wins... I don't remember this very well, so there might be more details to this. But if I remember correctly, the person who wins gets glory for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
The hell does that mean?
It's like... Okay, I suppose the way I felt is like if England won the World Cup again. That's the kind of, oh my God, kind of feeling. I suppose that's what you get if you win the most dangerous competition known to man.
But the thing
By
is...
the way, this is, I'd argue, well, it's not more dangerous than Hunger Games because a lot of people actually die in Hunger Games, but it's still a very dangerous competition. But it's the spectacle, like I was trying to get at the beginning. It's such a fun film. It's every challenge I think was really interesting. I loved the special effects when I was a kid. I loved the plot twist. I loved what happened at the ending. I loved that. Oh God, what's his name? Patrick. Who plays Cedric Diggory?
Robert Pattinson.
I love Robert Pattinson, if you know what I mean. I really liked the big like tournaments, and I just loved it. I think this was the most Pottery film for me. Maybe the most bullshit, but
this was the least for me because it got rid of all the character development in favor of nonsense that doesn't make sense. They introduce truth serum, in this film, which is like, okay, there is truth serum in the wizarding world. Why is that not used in criminal courts? That could have saved Sirius.
But then why don't they use lie detectors in court more often in real life?
Because lie detectors aren't 100% accurate, whereas truth serum is.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it said in the book or film, this is 100% accurate?
It says one drop will compel you to tell the truth, even if it's not asked. If that's what one drop can do, imagine what a whole bottle can do.
Head explodes.
Yeah.
Look,
Sirius.
I will fight you. I will fight you on this one because I love this film so much. This is the one Harry Potter film I can sit down and enjoy time and time again. And I don't like doing that with films. I don't like rewatching a film a dozen times. This is one of the few films I can.
We are going to move on in a sec, but let's just quickly talk about Barty Crouch Jr. as Mad-Eye Moody.
David Tennant.
Because his entire plan doesn't make sense.
But it worked.
Did it?
Mostly. His plan was to get Harry in the Triwizard Cup tournament. It succeeded. It was then to get Harry to meet Lord Voldemort. Succeeded. Voldemort was the one who screwed up and couldn't kill a child again.
Imagine you're
Barty
pitching...
Crouch was a hero.
Imagine you're pitching this plan to Voldemort as Barty Crouch Jr. Okay, step one, I'm going to kidnap one of Britain's foremost auras and incredibly powerful wizard who can see 360 degrees. Secondly, I'm going to turn into him and perfectly emulate his voice because the Polyjuice Potion doesn't do that, and it's going to be so good that even his friends of like 50 years are going to be fooled. Thirdly, I'm going to convince Harry to enter the Triwizard Tournament and rig it so he gets through. Fourthly, at the end of this tournament, assuming he gets that far and isn't knocked out beforehand, because, super deadly tournament and he's woefully underprepared, I'm going to turn the cup into a portkey that teleports you to the graveyard. As opposed to...
I love it!
At the start of this film, I'm going to give Harry a pen and it's a portkey and it sends him to the graveyard.
See, one has more flair.
Yes, but when you're trying to kill the child of prophecy, you're not going for flair.
I mean, have you seen Voldemort? He's all about that flair. He's all about that flair, man. He's...
So in this film, let's talk about Voldemort very quickly. I do want to move on, but
look, Voldemort has to take a long time to prim and proper his hair. Okay, he's not one of these guys that can just be whipped out like that. You know, he's gotta like go through the whole ritual. He's gotta have that build up. You know, you can't just have Harry teleport over to him. He's not ready yet. He needs that, you know, say a tournament length amount of time to prepare.
So, I think we should discuss this point in book 6, but I'm going to do it now. So, in this film, Voldemort is basically a baby. He uses Harry's blood to turn into a person, right? Remember Pettigrew dropping the fetus baby into the cauldron, and out pops a fully grown man.
Yes. That's how babies work.
That's how babies work. In book 1, it's established that Voldemort, as Quirrell maybe, or by himself, drinks the blood of a unicorn.
Yes, because that sustains his life.
He's already immortal.
In soul, he's immortal. Body, not.
No, because he's got the Horcruxes, so in body he's immortal too.
No. So a body can be destroyed, but the soul can't be. So because you've got the souls in so many different Horcruxes.
But his body is Quirrell's. He's a fetus.
I think the reason he had to drink unicorn blood was to keep his body going, because just being on Quirrell wasn't enough to sustain him.
But then he goes 2 books without any contribution to his body sustenance. Also, book 3, why couldn't Pettigrew take like a Harry's hair? And there you go, solved.
I think it had to be blood.
Well, why can't he take some blood?
Well, you know what, Anthony? I think you asked too many questions.
Harry was bleeding so much in this film.
Now put number 4 and 8. We'll be done.
I'm not putting in 8. I refuse.
Okay, well, can we at least like?
That's a compromise.
Oh, it's so much better than 5.
It's not. It's so much worse. Nothing in the film makes sense.
In terms of plot, fine. In terms of realism, fine. But it's Harry Potter. There is no realism.
It doesn't make sense.
We'll put it on 5. We'll put it on 5. That's it. That's better than 1 in my eyes. Right, now let's get to the real nitty gritty. Number 5.
This is the most forgetful film I've ever seen.
This is by far the most forgetful film. This came out after my accident. I was battered and bruised and broken. I was like, oh, new Harry Potter film, yay!
Maybe Harry Potter can make me feel better.
Yeah, Harry Potter can make me feel better. I watched it. I was like, that's it? I was kind of expecting a bit more. But okay, there's one thing in this film that saves everything.
Mm.
The Pink Widow. Pink Spider.
What's the pink? I don't remember this film, Harry. You're gonna have to.
Okay, so I can't remember her name. She was the one who was sent by the Ministry of Magic to get new rules into Hogwarts.
Oh, Umbridge.
Because she addresses the crucial flaw that Hogwarts is the most dangerous place for children in the known universe.
Which is fine, but then she makes it more dangerous.
I know, because J.K. Rowling couldn't actually make her make sense, so she had to make her, a child abuser.
I do agree. Umbridge is a brilliant villain. Umbridge should be the main villain, because Voldemort sucks as being one.
I would have been very happy if Umbridge was the main villain.
So,
because she comes into Hogwarts and goes, hang on a minute, you've got... She doesn't actually say this, but this is kind of what you can imagine. You've got a 3-headed dog that'll rip children's faces off. Mm-hmm. You've got what was once a basilisk, well, a long time ago. You've got a haunted forest that was full of giant spiders that will murder you if you even step near it. Yep, that's not forgetting a tree. And believe me, people, I know how dangerous trees are. You have trees that can literally squash a human 100 times. Let's not even forget Quidditch, the most dangerous sport known to man that you let 11-year-olds compete in. She would have single-handedly destroyed the Harry Potter universe.
Which, it's all fine and dandy that she does that, but then she goes, you've got all that stuff, and now I'm going to make your children write in blood.
Yeah, because
like, what?
I think J.K. Rowling was like, damn it, I've made it too good. What's the worst thing I can do that's going to be legal in this book? Child cruelty, child cruelty.
That's legal, right? I've had that for 5 books currently.
Yeah, but we'll just make it worse child cruelty in human form.
Oh. So, I only remember like 2 things about this film. And that's Umbridge, because she was... I can't remember the actress's name. Absolutely outstanding.
I agree. I'm terrible with names and acting. But yes, I completely agree. She's absolutely outstanding in this role. Because you remember her, you remember Umbridge. What else do you remember?
Yeah, Dumbledore's Army. This is the film with Dumbledore's Army, right?
Yes. So I don't know why they called it Dumbledore's Army, because Dumbledore didn't. Well, as far as I'm aware, he didn't actually go. Yeah, Harry, go make another.
So Dumbledore got taken by the Ministry, or he went on the run from the Ministry. So they're like, we're going to be the Dumbledore's Army instead of Dumbledore.
Yes, that's it.
So they find the Room of Requirement. They're like, okay, guys, Voldemort's back. We need to learn to defend ourselves because we have just the worst defense against the Dark Arts teachers until now, basically.
For some reason, almost every single one wants to kill Harry.
For some reason. One of them is literally Voldemort. The other one is a celebrity with no teacher qualifications at all. I don't know how he got the job. No prior 2 years of experience. The third one's a werewolf. Who was the fourth one? Oh, again, a terrorist.
Who was the fourth one? Was it Umbridge?
The fourth one was Barty Crouch Jr. as Mad Eye.
What?
The Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Literally 2 of them are Death Eaters. One of them being Voldemort. One of them is one of them is a celebrity who doesn't know how to teach or do magic, and one of them is a werewolf. So,
yeah, but he's really good at hitting Harry Potter over the head with books. So, comes and goes.
So they've actually haven't had a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher properly until book 5 of 7. So Harry's like, Voldemort's back. We need to learn to defend ourselves. And I go, that's a great plot point. They do need to learn to defend themselves against this wizard, against this basically wizard terrorist, wizard Hitler, essentially.
I feel like you're undermining him so much there, but go for it.
So what Harry does is, I will teach you the only spell I know, the Patronus.
A spell, might I add, that only professionals can learn.
And only works against Dementors. Are we not going to talk about that? It does nothing against the Death Eaters.
It can do other things as well.
It's a light source that blocks Dementors. That's it.
No. I think it can send messages to people as well.
But like, come on.
It's a fancy message system, okay? I like it. I think it can do other things as well, but it's primarily against Dementors and... Yeah.
It's like, crap, World War III started, so I'm going to teach you how to use email.
Hey, communication is crucial in wartime.
But like, so is also having weaponry and the ability to defend yourself.
Harry's a pacifist at heart. But okay, what I don't like about this is that I remember this scene. I love the music. The score in this film, I think, is brilliant. But sadly, I'm talking about the music because otherwise the music would be like 10 out of 10 on most of these films.
Yeah, let's just put the music at perfect 10 out of 10.
Perfect 10 because the music's great.
Music's great. I agree with that.
But in this scene, Harry teaches, and I mean literal 11-year-olds again, how to... I think it's 11, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But kids, how to use the Patronus spell. And it's like, hang on a minute, we couldn't learn this spell a couple of years ago, but now we're absolutely fine because Harry Potter's teaching us.
No, it's not. It's his year group.
But even then, most adults can't learn the Patronus spell. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but I've always been under the assumption that the Patronus spell is incredibly difficult to cast, and kids cannot cast it.
So it's meant to be. It's meant to be super difficult because you're meant to have like this super powerful emotional response. But thankfully, the entirety of Harry's year has had some traumatic experience to draw upon for plot purposes. But Harry only teaches his year basically, which means anyone younger or older than him, screw him. Absolutely screw him.
You got to start out somewhere, haven't you? I'll give him that. Actually, you can't have it too big because there were people working with Umbridge trying to find it and stuff.
Literally Crabbe and Goyle and Draco Malfoy. That's it.
Harry can't. He can't assume that it's always going to be Slytherin, even though it is.
It literally is the same 3 people every single time.
Imagine going to Hogwarts and you get put in Slytherin, and you're like, "Well, that's my life."
No, because there's been good Slytherin wizards rather, but just you're only allowed to be evil if you're in Slytherin.
No, I suppose it gives you more options. I suppose.
I just think this film is about one of these two.
I would put it. I wouldn't put it any higher than 4. I would.
There you go, happy compromise.
Put it 3 because there were some really cool things about this film. I thought the Voldemort, Dumbledore battle at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why Dumbledore didn't just obliterate him.
Dumbledore. Let's talk about that. Actually, they're in the Ministry of Magic.
Yes.
Dumbledore has the Elder Wand.
Yes.
Voldemort is surrounded by people whose jobs it is to catch him. The fact that Voldemort gets away is baffling.
I mean, what I liked about this is that it really does show, and I like Voldemort. I actually think Voldemort is my favorite character in the film, in all the films.
Yeah.
Because he really does show in that scene. Okay, Dumbledore is sick at this point. We don't know it, but he's very sick. And he has the Elder Wand, which kind of balances it out a bit. Then you have Voldemort, who has average wand. He's just come back.
No, Voldemort's wand is stronger because he's got a phoenix feather in his.
Whose wand is stronger?
Voldemort. It's not like Elder Wand strong, but it's a very strong wand.
Oh yeah. So I forgot about that. Yeah. So it's a very strong wand, but even then, he manages to almost beat Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Which is and that for me was like, oh snap! He's actually
great spectacle, visually very impressive.
Yeah.
Why on earth was nobody from the Ministry doing anything?
Well, to quote the guy who was in charge, he's back. He's completely shocked. Also, would you really want to send your wizards into what was literally a war zone between those 2 wizards? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to be the unlucky wizard to go, yes, I'm going to interrupt this wizard's duel and cast my Expelliarmus. Oh, I'm dead. I wouldn't want to be there.
I would 100% because that is their job.
Look, I think we can say this about almost every film. I like that scene a hell of a lot.
I thought it was a fun scene, but it's not a well-made one. It's like, I won't send my bomb diffusers into a bomb situation. What are you, crazy? A bomb could go off.
Yeah, but like, I think it really is a term of safety. There was like literal shards of glass flying all around them. Like, it was impossible to get close. Like,
it wasn't. Put up a shield. Put up a Patronus if you need to. I don't care.
We've established Patronuses don't do anything.
There's so much. There is so much that could have been done in that scene, and nobody did anything, and Voldemort got away. And even then, what's his name? Cornelius Fudge was like, maybe he isn't back in the later films.
No. Is it?
He's still in denial slightly.
Doesn't he get killed off in the next one or something?
I don't remember. I remember he gets replaced in the books by a vampire, but they don't ever cover that.
Wait, he gets replaced by a vampire in the books?
Yeah.
Why isn't this mentioned in the film?
Because they don't have the budget to hire a new actor, where they could just be ruining the rest of the books.
Wow, brutal. Okay, let's go with the 6th one. Let's go for Half-Blood
What was
Prince.
the 6th one? Oh, what actually happened in this one? They learn about Horcruxes.
I feel like this is the more forgetful one, if I'm perfectly honest.
They learn about Horcruxes, and Dumbledore drinks magic evil water.
This is the one where, spoiler alert to the 3 people watching, Dumbledore dies. It is the one where Harry gets a book, and you know what? You say Professor Snape doesn't have any experience? Well, damn you. He's the Half-Blood Prince, it turned out. Who would have thought it? And he's got a book with all kinds of magical shenanigans just waiting to be discovered. Even though it was kind of obvious he was the Half-Blood Prince. I would probably put it on a 3.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Okay, I'm a sucker for romance. I like a good romance. And I do like this is the film where Harry and Ron start realizing who they, who they love and who they fancy. I loved the scene where Ginny and Harry have a kiss and they kind of form that relationship, kind of out of the blue. Not gonna lie.
Wasn't that in the fifth one?
Nope.
Okay. I don't have anything else to add to that. I thought it was weird, but there you go.
I think it's the sixth one because, yeah, it's definitely the sixth one because Dumbledore dies and like Ginny holds Harry basically just because she knows he's upset. But like in the entire films, Ginny and Harry, I don't know about the books, but I don't think they have much reference towards each other. But in the films, Ginny and Harry have no relevance to each other. They don't do anything apart from the second one. And suddenly Harry's like, "Oh, I like Ginny. I think she's great." And it's like, what?
I just thought, literally the only thing I could think of when I saw that was, oh, poor Cho Chang.
hey, Cho Chang had a chance.
Yeah. But like, come on, poor Cho Chang.
She went out with Cedric Diggory, and look, she chose poorly.
Yeah, she went out with Harry, and he bumbled it. Then she went out with Cedric, and he died.
She never went out with Harry beforehand.
Yeah, she did.
When?
In book 4, at the start of book 4.
Oh, I haven't read that book in so long.
Yeah, she kisses Harry before the ball, and then he bumbles it before the ball, and that's why he has to go with Parvati. Or the other one, Padma, I guess.
I can't remember names.
But yeah, and Harry bumbles it. He completely flumps it, and she kind of starts liking and Diggory goes out with her, and Diggory takes her, and then he dies. She literally cannot catch a break until Harry teaches her the Patronus, in which case she's magical now, because that is the standard that the wizarding world holds itself to.
Look, I just wish there was a bit more build up between like Harry and Ginny, if I'm honest.
I don't think you should have been there in the first place. Like, come on.
I don't mind it being there, but there needs to be some precedence. You can't just go into this film and it's like, oh, I really like Ginny. I think she's great. And it's like, okay, but there's no knowledge of this beforehand.
They had no chemistry. They had no build-up. It was atrocious.
The only thing is that Ginny always had a bit of a crush on Harry.
Since book 2.
Yeah, so that's, okay, I can get from her perspective. Maybe if she still had feelings for him 4 years later.
Ginny needs to get over it, man. Ginny needs to stand up for herself.
I think Ginny needs to stand up for herself.
Ginny deserves better. Maybe. She did try and murder everyone.
That wasn't the real Ginny. And it turns out later on, J.K. Rowling goes back and tweets and goes, Ginny knew what she was doing.
Ginny was possessed, but she did have the same intentions.
Ginny consented to the whole thing.
So yeah, book 6 is where we learn about Horcruxes, and that Voldemort split his soul into 7 pieces.
Interestingly, a woman who touches the Horcrux, she was in Basil Brush.
What?
This is a really weird tangent. Did you ever used to see the Basil Brush show when you were a kid?
Ha 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 ha. Boom boom.
That's it. The girl who's in the Basil Brush show, she's the one that touched the Horcrux and was floating in the air.
Well, there you go.
She got... Because there was meant to be another character from a previous film, I think. And they decided to not cast her again because she wasn't recognizable.
For that one scene where I didn't recognize her.
Yep. Because they had a different actress playing her, and then the producers went, "We're not hiring you again because, no offense, no one knows who you are." Bit harsh because she was only a background actor. So we're going to give this minute scene to someone else who's slightly more in with the kids.
That I still didn't recognize. So.
Nope. So there you go. It didn't work. Yeah, I'm happy with 3.
I'm trying to remember. I remember I didn't like this film, but I can't remember why. I don't remember the film. Slughorn, I liked him. I like Jim Broadbent. I think he's kind of fun.
Oh. Okay, Jim Broadbent. Percy the Park Keeper. Once again, no one's going to know him. But Percy is my hero as a kid. And Jim Broadbent is utterly incredible.
Yeah,
Bit creepy.
but he's meant to be. He's meant to be this kind of creepy, not very competent. He turns into a chair kind of guy.
He's a bit pervy. Let's be honest. He invites kids to an adult ball.
Yeah, he's not.
I feel like one day J.K. has got a note somewhere that Prince Philip is based around this character.
Like,
not Prince Philip. This character is based around Prince Philip. That'd be a whoa different story.
But like Slughorn, he kind of follow. The problem I have with Slughorn is he just follows the ensemble of just kind of gross characters, like one-off characters for the rest of the series. You have Quirrell, who can be summed up as just kind of bit gross.
I like Quirrell. I wish he was in it more.
Well, really, he doesn't have a personality.
Actually, if anyone wants to see a good Harry Potter film or book or whatever, go out on YouTube and type in a Harry Potter musical. It's the best thing you'll ever see. By the way, we've lost our one viewer because that is such a good production. It's so funny, and it actually makes more sense than Harry Potter. But anyway, yeah. So I say let's move on to the 7th part 1. Oh,
come on! It's 2.5 hours of them running around.
Do you see me disagree?
I don't remember any of the dialogue or any of the plot points in this film apart from they run around trying to find Horcruxes.
Okay, so in this one, Hermione gets tortured at the end, and you can see Ron crushing hard on her. I don't think have they had the argument yet? I can't remember.
The argument was in this one because Harry or Ron or one of them is wearing the Horcrux that is basically the ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it is literally the ring from Lord of the Rings.
Because, imagination.
I mean, okay, let's be honest now. J.K. Rowling didn't give a shit by the end of the last 2 books. She was.
This is one book.
Like, I know, that's what I meant. Sorry, by the end of the book, because she was like, "Oh, we'll get to that in a minute," but it seemed very lazy. But you know what? I will say one thing. It was hard hitting in character deaths. Hedwig, spoiler alert, dies.
Dobby dies, I think. Is this one?
Yep. Dobby dies. For the famous line, "Dobby never meant to kill, just maim or seriously injure." There's some good bits. I didn't enjoy this film very much
because it's not really a film. It's just like a context for this film that you have to pay for and sit through 2.5 hours for.
Yeah, I feel like you've summed it up perfectly.
It's not a film. In fact, I'm moving it down. It's not a film.
I mean, it is technically a film.
No, it's not. It's just watch this advert for this film that's 2.5 hours long and you pay us.
But couldn't you not say that about a lot of films?
And but the problem is this is a Harry Potter film, so it instantly is a lot worse than them.
Look, if you want to put it 1, go ahead. I would probably put it at a 2, just because there are some cool moments, like when they go in the Ministry of Magic. I think that was a really fun scene.
But they've already done that in 5.
Yeah, but it's just as other people, and you've got like Ron saying about he's dressed up as that man, and like about his wife being in danger. He goes, "Oh my god, my wife! What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" Ron, what? You don't have a wife? Oh yeah. It's just, I don't know why. I like the little scene. I think there's some redeeming qualities.
Is it not worrying that the security of the Ministry of Magic can be beaten by the Polyjuice potion?
Yeah, it's Magic Potter. Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Just it's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, it's scary how Polyjuice potion, which year 2s can make, so 12-year-olds, and yeah, 12-year-olds can beat the Ministry of Magic.
I'm leaving that there.
Yeah,
we're moving on. I don't remember this film well enough to.
This one, okay.
So I haven't seen this one, but I have read the book.
Right, I have seen this one several times, so at least we've got that one. The book is atrocious. I'm sorry. I thought the book was really good. throughout most of the story, and then the last 10 pages, J.K. Rowling just threw it in the bin. She gave up.
J.K. Rowling just did not know. So the entire way through, there's this big mystery of how did Harry survive?
Yeah.
How is he the boy who lived when literally nobody else is?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is because his parents loved him. And the ramifications of that is that George died because Molly Weasley didn't love him enough.
I think there's a lot more to it. I'm not gonna, because I can't be 100% sure. There's more to it, I think, than just love.
No, it's not. It's the power of love.
I swear the film talks about something a bit more about like a particular thing that they did. I'm not sure. Oh, I've seen the film a couple of times, but it's been so long.
What I thought would have been a great ending was Voldemort says he's going to go kill the Child of Prophecy. Snape, still as a Death Eater, tips Lily off because he's still in love with her, which we're not going to talk about how creepy that is.
Oh, I think that was really sad.
It's not. He's been in love with her for like 20 years. Get over it.
Oh.
Get over it. Anyway, he hasn't got over it, and Snape tips Lily off, and Lily and James do some dark black magic stuff. They kind of morally do something bad to save Harry. Like, it's the ultimate sacrifice parents can make. They sacrifice their morals to protect Harry. I think that would have been interesting. But no, we get this whole power of love thing, which means Lupin and Tonks died because they didn't love each other enough. George died because Molly didn't love him enough. Hedwig died because nobody loves him. But yeah,
I think there was more to it. I really think there was more to it, but I cannot remember, and I should have checked this. But look, I just love the idea. Sorry, I've completely lost where I'm going now. The thing is, I would have personally loved if they did like a Dragon Heart thing with this. So, have you ever seen the film Dragon Heart?
no.
So Dragonheart is a really good film. It's basically this prince, and when he was a baby, he was, I think, about to die or something. So this dragon sacrificed half his heart and gave it to the child.
Okay.
And the child could live as long as the dragon lived. And while the dragon lived, the human was basically immortal because he had the strength of a dragon in him.
Yeah.
However, the prince was an absolute knob. And because he knew he was immortal, he could do anything he wanted. So at the end of the film, huge spoilers, by the way, they kill the dragon, which kills the prince. And it's a really heartfelt, beautiful moment. Now, they almost did this in Harry Potter, because you have to kill Harry to kill Voldemort, which neither of them really knew, because he has the last part of the Horcrux in him.
Yeah, he's the last Horcrux.
So if they had killed Harry and that had killed Voldemort outright, I actually would have been very happy with that ending. It would have been a complete plot twist. It would have been the hero's journey full circle. But obviously it's a kid's thing, more or less.
I would have been happy if they both died. I would have been happy if Lily and James practiced black magic to keep Harry alive the first time. I would have been happy with so many situations. But Rowling just went, nope, plot armor.
You know what, though? I will forgive all of that. There's one thing I cannot forgive.
What can't you forgive, Harry?
At the end of the book, we have got, I don't know how many pages there is in the last book, but there's a lot. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages. 7 books have taken to this moment. Harry and Voldemort, the final conflict, the 2 Clash of Titans, the biggest match of the century. It's going to be big. It's going to be epic. Avada Kedavra, Expelliarmus dead. Wait, what? Yep, he Expelliarmus the wand, it flipped backwards, and Avada Kedavra's killed himself. I get the irony, but that's it.
Harry only knows 2 spells the entire way through, and it's Expelliarmus and the Patronus.
And the moral of the story, kids, you don't need to know shit.
Harry is he is so incredibly bad at magic. It is baffling. In the second one, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
The gates where you throw the sand and teleport. If I say, Harry, say the words Nocturne Alley, what do you say?
Nocturne Alley?
So not Nocturne. If I say the words Diagon alley. What do you say?
I would say Diagon Alley.
So you don't go diagonally.
No.
You are already a better wizard than Harry Potter.
Really?
He is so immensely dumb. I just hate Harry Potter so much.
I gathered, and I'm sure the two people I've upped it now because it's been an hour or so in, would agree with you that you hate Harry Potter. There are some really good things about this film. It's the darkest, it's the grittiest. I love, once again, the music. I think it had the feel of a serious situation. It felt the most serious. I would strongly recommend you go and watch the film because there's some very good bits in it. And some very heartfelt moments in it. And I think I even shed a tear, which is weird. I don't normally do that for films. So I would put this at the lowest 4, at the highest I would say 6 or 7, probably 6.
Lowest 4, highest 6.
You can go middle if you like, because I'm happy with middle.
Right, let's stretch these out.
Let's stretch these out.
So we've agreed this is the best one.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I know my best one.
Your best one is this.
It's so good. No, I have no power like you do. But no.
So.
No, I think we leave it as this.
We leave it at this.
I think we leave it as this. I think, look, this is a very controversial list. Not many people would have a Harry Potter list and not have some in the 10s and the 9s, but it's just not our franchise. And you know what? These are just our opinions. It's not defining. We're not saying Harry Potter is awful for everyone. It's just, in our eyes, it's...
These are our combined opinions.
These are our combined opinions, yeah. It's
to me, it's like this.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm glad. Okay, you know what? Then we are spreading out. Then in your eyes.
Yeah, I mean we've got a 7, and I never thought that would happen.
There you go, people. In this show, miracles do happen.
I can't believe we put 4 next to 3.
I can't believe we put 4 next to 3 for the entire opposite reason, but here we are.
Just.
No.
It's so bad.
We have to live in this hell together.
Literally, the only redeeming part of this film is the ball. Or rather, the build-up to the ball, where McGonagall says, bubbling band of baboons, or whatever she says. That's literally the only... Nothing else in this film is good. Why do they get 3 schools to send 3 people into Wizard Sports Day?
Because it's so good.
No, it's ridiculous.
So much fun. Okay, as a kid, would you rather compete in boring sports day or magical awesome tournament?
Would I rather die or not die?
Well, you don't have to compete, but you get to watch it. It's so much fun. Like this film for me was the most fun out of all. And it also felt the most magical. But that's me. I'm willing to overlook all the BS this one time because I'm biased and I don't care. I'm a professional and I'm biased.
Okay, would you put 7 part 2 next to 4?
Okay, if this was my list, I would put 4 about 8 and I would put 7 part 2 on about the 7 scale.
Alright, let's just do it from, ignore me. Where would you put 1?
If I was to put 1 anywhere, I would probably put it on 7.
Okay, 2.
I'll keep it on 6.
3.
3 I would put down to 4.
4.
4 I put all the way up to 8 because I think that's the best one.
That's so physically painful to me.
I know it is. I would put it higher, but I'm trying to be easy.
5.
5 I would probably put that on... if it was a 4.5, I'd put it on 4.5. So, would we round up or down? Oh my god, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do it. Harry's magical 4.5. Yay!
There you go.
Yeah, wonderful. Number 6.
Which is this one?
Number 7, part 1. Because we can just leave that there. Number 7, part 1. Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's my list.
Oh no, 7 part 2.
Oh, 7 part 2. Oh, I would put that on a 7.
That's your list.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that list. Yeah.
Okay.
Now let's do your list. Let's just,
My list.
Your list is going to be very easy. It's just 1s, 2s, and 3s.
4.
Oh, there's a 4 in there though.
3. We'll go ahead and say 5. Oh, where is it? Where's Prisoner?
You'll never see it.
It's here.
You found it.
There you go. I'll put it Harry's Magical 4.5 because I don't want to give it 5. Where's 4? Boom. 5, 6, 7 part 1. Miscellaneous. I'd probably put it, from what I've heard about it, about there or there.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
There we go. That's my list.
That's your list.
Being generous.
Let's put it back to the original list.
Crap, what was the original list? That was there. We had oh god. That was there. No wait, no that wasn't. That was there.
Yeah.
That was there.
Yeah.
Which one was this? This is 5.
That's 5. That was, I think.
Oh no, that was there.
We didn't have Magical 4.5. You know what? Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. That was there, I guess. Let's just go with this. This is a new list now, baby.
No, we can't just do that.
Well, okay, 6 was. What was our list?
I love how we can't actually remember our own list. Shit.
This is the new list.
I like how we literally just spent the last hour and a half making a list and we've screwed it in the last second.
Well, let's just do 5, 6, and 7 part 1 quickly. 5. I think that was it, actually.
I think that was there, yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back maybe next week, depending on how we feel.
Wow.
New videos every Monday, apart from the ones we don't upload. Do you have any closing words, Harry, before I stop the recording?
No, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you have any ideas or comments, suggestions, whatever, please do let us know, because the only way we're going to improve is through critical feedback.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.